Hey Google, what does Solemn Judgment do?
On the website db.yugioh-card.com, they say, Solemn Judgment, icon counter trap, card text. When a monster would be summoned or a spell trap card is activated, pay half your life points, negate the summon or activation, and if you do, destroy that card.
Hey guys, you're watching Team APS and we just got a ban list today. I didn't expect it. I'm surprised. I'm triggered because I released a cool video earlier today. Be sure to check that out. It involves eating a scrambled egg. But anyway, so we got a ban list update. It goes legal on February the 5th, and this is probably the biggest ban list in a pretty long time. There are a lot of cards to go through, and honestly and truly, I mean, I haven't even had time to process most of it. I just thought I would quickly make this video, put it out. It's probably like the 20th one you've seen in your subscriber feed. Let's hop right in and talk about this. So a lot of cards got banned on this list, guys. First, Blackwing Gofu the Vague Shadow. I didn't really expect this to happen. I felt like after getting limited to one, it would be like fair enough. You know, it's not a consistent card. You don't draw it very often. But I feel, I guess, Konami didn't want these combos to open up so easily, so it's banned now. Dandylion, another card that was kind of part of a lot of like Firewall Dragon theoretical combos and stuff because it gets the tokens, there's no once per turn, you guys know the gist with cards like that. So no more Dandylion. Kind of sad, but like it wasn't making an impact in the meta anyways, so I guess it makes sense if it was only going to be used for a degenerate combo, it might as well go. Level Eater. Now this is one that I did think would probably happen. Level Eater is a pretty repetitive card. It was designed before once per turns. You guys have seen the more gimmicky versions of the deck with like Blue Eyes and Dark Lords, but there's also some other exploitable things. I've seen like Block Dragons and Gym Knights and all kinds of crazy stuff. So I guess just like the other token generators and stuff like that, they seem to just not really want uncontrolled link spam in the game. So goodbye Level Eater. Maxx. I know some people are super triggered. I know some people are super happy. Personally, I'm kind of happy. I didn't like Maxx. I don't really like what it did for the game. I think that it won. It was just this weird card. If you open with it, like you would probably win. If you didn't open with it, it felt unfair. And it was just, I mean, you know, hand traps in general are kind of bad and crazy, but Maxx is like the new Vanity's Emptiness. So can't say I'm too sad to see this one go. Double Iris Magician and Performapal Skullcrobat Joker both banned is really wild to me. I figured they would have to hit Pendulum Magicians somehow, and this seems to be the direct approach that they're taking to that. You know, Skullcrobat Joker, I think we kind of all knew he had to go in some way. Like he'd either get limited or maybe banned, but now it seems like he's definitely banned. Too much consistency, searches everything, and it just does too much. It's Stratos, so you know, Stratos is banned. I feel like this should be too. Double Iris Magician, the card that searches the pendulum graphs, not even limited, but straight up banned. And this is interesting to me because it really means that Pendulum Magicians through these two hits have taken a big consistency cut. So we'll talk about that later. So let's talk limited cards. The first one is huge. Apoqliphort Towers is limited, like back to one. It was banned before. And this is really insane because, you know, Apoqliphort Towers is the card that started the whole trend of like crazy boss monsters that you can't get off the field. I think it's in a better place now though because we have kaijus, but it's really convenient that this happened along with the sacrifice hit that we'll get into later around the same time as Apoqliphort Genius's release and Electromite and stuff, so like maybe they want a second Pendulum deck kind of in the top tables, we'll see. Grinder Golem, this is one that I figured would probably happen. There's a lot of like degenerate combos, it's the same kind of Level Eater, Gofu style stuff where, you know, it just generates tokens and you can abuse it, and it was just designed before Link monsters, so you know it wasn't meant to be used this way. So it's limited. I feel like maybe it could end up getting banned just like what happened with Gofu, but this is fine for now. Performage Damage Juggler. Now this is a really strange pick. I guess like maybe this is their way to replace Skullcrobat Joker. I'm not really sure. I mean, there are Performage decks that could technically now be made. I'm not an expert on that, so I don't exactly know what to say. This card can kind of counter Wavering Eyes if that's relevant. So I'm not sure like where this particular one's gonna go. I'm really interested to hear about that. So let me know in the comments what you think about this one. Firewall Dragon. So everyone's been talking about this. We didn't know if it would be, you know, exempt from the ban list, you know, hidden behind the veil of main character boss monster. Clearly not. Firewall Dragon is not one, and this is, in my opinion, the perfect number for it. I think that the card can now be used more as intended and not as part of loops and FTKs and like burns and stuff like that. You can just use it as a link for a monster that has a pretty good effect, but nothing crazy, nothing broken. I do still think a lot of decks will find ways to use this to extend combos, but I just don't think that we'll see as many OTKs and FTKs. So yeah, this is good, I approve. SPYRAL Resort, yes, please, just get out of here. That's the last hit that I think SPYRALs needed. I think now they'll be at a point where, you know, this deck isn't going to be at the top tables anymore. That's fine. Goodbye SPYRALs, rip. Actually, just don't let the door hit you on the way out. And the fun cards, Monster Reborn. This is like, I did not expect to see this happen, guys. I honestly, like, Monster Reborn, man, I had a hunch, I guess, when they said that they were, you know, releasing the Lost Art version of it, but I thought that would just be a collector's thing. And then they announced like the one that's coming in Flames of Destruction that's kind of like a nerfed Monster Reborn. So I was like, oh, okay, so they won't be releasing Monster Reborn. But here it is. I don't know what this means. It's crazy. It's the new staple. Like every deck now runs Monster Reborn. That's all I can say. I don't know. I mean, it's just, if your deck likes it, it likes it. And if not, actually no, run Monster Reborn. Also Solemn Judgment. So this is one that I am so pleased to see because in my opinion, it does several things. A, it's a buff for counter fairies. That's cool. But B, it brings traps back. And you know, there are more traps that come off on this list that we'll get to, but I feel that Solemn Judgment being back provides, like, finally traps feel like they have a way to truly be like a stopping force. Like you can run Solemn Judgment and stop those annoying evenly matched and Trickstar Reincarnation that the Warning and Strike like couldn't hit. And you know, this is such a fun classic retro card. I just never thought I would see the day that this card came back, and it's so amazing to see that it finally is. Cards that went to 3. Artifact Moralltach. So that's really wild, like, whoa, artifacts are back, kids? I'm not sure. That's really, really cool though. Moralltach and the artifact engine were always one of the things that I didn't particularly care for. I didn't really like, just because, you know, it's like, it's disruptive in your turn. But I mean, we have 3 Moralltach. Will it be teched as an engine? Will it be more of like a main deck, kind of like how Hat was back in the day? Will Hey Trunade make it where artifacts aren't as viable if it gets good? Blackluster Soldier Envoy at the beginning. It's at 3. I don't think that this actually matters a whole lot, but I mean, hey, who knows? Now those light and dark decks have just that one more copy of a boss monster they can use, so have fun with it. Card Trooper to 3. This is one of those things where if you've been watching this channel for any amount of time, you know I have always said Card Trooper just needs to come to 3. It's like they just forgot that it's in the ban list. This is not Troop Dupe Scoop days. This card is not broken. No one's been running it. I still don't think anyone will run it, but I am glad to see the ban list finally getting kind of like emptied out of just these old things. Thunder King Rai-Oh is one of my favorite anti-meta cards, and it's at 3 now. Don't know exactly what this means. I mean, it's been at 2 and hasn't seen a whole lot of play, but I think that with what seems like a slower game, maybe this will finally be a relevant side deck card or even a tech card in the main deck. I mean, it is a walking mistake on legs and it can negate link summons. So like, I don't know, maybe you should pick them up. Brionac, Dragon of the Ice Barrier. Unfortunately, with that errata, I don't think that this really means a lot, but sure, let's be excited anyway. Brain Control is at 3. I don't think this means much for the game either. Although, if you've been reading that new zombie support, the vampires that come in Dark Saviors, it seems like their focus is taking opponents' monsters. So like for them, maybe this is relevant, but as we've seen, Brain Control in its errated form is just not very good for most people. SHADDOLL Fusion to 3. Are they just teasing? I mean, like, is it supposed to be like a taunt? Where's Construct? I mean, this is cool, right? Like, I mean, I guess the SHADDOLL players are happy, but probably not. But I mean, it did something. It's a step. Maybe Construct will be next. Future Fusion to 3. Whatever. I mean, you know, another errated card that's just not quite as good, but it's good to see it finally just completely off the list, so I can dig it. Mind Control to 3. Now, this is actually kind of relevant because this is a card that lets you take opponents' monsters and it can still take anything, unlike the new Monster Reborn, and like, you can link it off. So will this be like a new tech card? Will you have to actually be worried about like your stuff just getting mind controlled and like linked away? Especially because like if you take like a Link 3 monster or something, then that's a lot of materials that you can use for like a Link 4 monster or whatever, so. And then like zombies, like I said, the new vampires, they can probably use this. I don't know how good it'll be in this era of more monsters that like can't be targeted, but who knows? Preparation of Rites. Yeah, I like this. Sacrifice. So this definitely proves that Konami wants Apoqliphorts to maybe like kind of make their path back into the meta, because this in tandem with Towers means that deck is definitely going to be playable, and now they have Genius, so like, who knows? Ceasefire to 3. Annoying burn card, but it doesn't really see play, so like, whatever. OJAMA Trio, a card that unfortunately Link monsters and stuff have just kind of like pushed it out to the side, same like Dustin's, but still, I do not mind this. It's cool. It's just kind of been hanging around the list. No one's played it either, so we're getting the cleanup, and that's good. And the last two cards, the ones that excite me the most on these unlimits actually, and that's Bottomless Trap Hole and Torrential Tribute. And if you've been watching this channel, you will know that I specifically made a video saying these two cards should come back. And they're back. It's like I can read the future. Anyway though, yeah, I am really happy to see that these cards are here, because these, in tandem with Solemn Judgment coming back, I feel really put traps back in the driver's seat, to some degree at least. Like, we finally have traps that you actually have to be afraid of, and in numbers that you actually have to be afraid of. Because now, like, Solemn cards are gonna be everywhere, right? And now you've got 3 Bottomless to worry about, 3 Torrential Tribute to worry about. Like, you cannot go committing big stuff to the field if you're not ready to, like, fight back. And that's awesome, because traps for the longest time in this game have not been good. They've been too slow, and they're not worth it going second and all that stuff. Will this change? Seems like it, but we shall see. And that is your new ban list. So I tried to go through this as quickly as possible. I didn't want to like drag on with a bunch of long, crazy thoughts, because honestly, I don't even know what to think. It's crazy. I'm so happy that Konami is clearing the ban list out, getting a lot of these old cards finally off. I'm glad that Pendulum Magicians and SPYRALs both got hit. I was afraid that like maybe only SPYRALs would, and then we'd just be dealing with Pendulum Magicians. So it seems like they're both out. There's just 2 questions though. What's good now, and what's gonna be good? Because, you know, I guess currently maybe the answer would be Trick Stars are top tier now? I don't know. Paleo, Invoked, ABC. Are Pendulum Magicians still gonna be playable? I wanna think that they are. There's just, I don't know. And then also like what will be good in the future? Because I mean, right now we kind of, Troymares look like they might be something, not sure. And then like Element Sabers, but that kind of seems like more of a gimmick. Who knows? It's crazy, and I really think that this ban list fundamentally changes how Yu-Gi-Oh! Is going to be played. It feels like we're, like I said, going back to like it almost feels like we're playing like classic Yu-Gi-Oh! Again. Like lots more traps. I don't know, it's gonna be weird. This is it. That's all I have to say about the ban list. So just quick reminder, be sure to check out the other video that I uploaded earlier today where Trell, Alec, and I all open some boxes of Extreme Force, and the loser has to eat a scrambled egg. It's a hilarious video and we really enjoyed filming it. Sucks that it happened to drop on the day of a ban list, but if you guys would like to support us, please go watch that video. It is really good. And leave your thoughts on the ban list in the comments. It's a crazy one. Like I said, it goes legal on February 5th. So that means it'll be legal for Y6 Atlanta. We'll be there, by the way, if I haven't mentioned that. So yeah, it's gonna be it. We'll see you guys in the next one.